Hello, my name is Nikki Bennett, and I am a PhD student with the Anthropology Department. And today I'm going to be discussing a study conducted for my dissertation proposal titled Direct-to-Consumer Canine Genetic Testing, a pilot study evaluating consumer motivations, perceptions, and responses. The direct-to-consumer model refers to consumer ability to purchase a product themselves, and in the case of genetic testing, it allows the consumer to purchase a test, collect a sample, mail the sample to the company, and receive genetic test results. It is predicted the global market value of the human genetic market in general will be worth $31.8 billion by 2027. In the U.S. alone, the direct-to-consumer genetic test market is currently valued at $340 million. Several factors have been evaluated about consumer use of these tests, and research shows that people are motivated to use these tests to learn their ancestry, race, or ethnicity, and search for biological relatives. Once receiving this information, they use the results to formulate what has been titled a genetic identity. And genetic identity refers to one's use of their own genetic information to understand themselves. A notable study, which is known as the Personal Genomics Study, or simply PGen, found that participants focused on test utility for ancestry, traits, and disease risk information. This study used Likert scale items in which consumers were asked statements like, "I am confident in the quality and accuracy of my results." Lastly, consumers have been found to respond to tests in various ways, to include health-related behavioral changes, which may include them seeking additional information, and they may look for this information by consulting a primary care provider or turning to the internet. Some behavioral changes can be to the extent of them changing their own medications. Factors influencing the extent of these behavioral responses are associated with a consumer's subjective understanding of the results. For example, one's family history of a particular disease may affect how they respond to test results regarding that disease. A consumer's test comprehension is also impacted by demographic variables, most notably age and education level. Turning our attention to the companion animal market, these tests return just as much information as human tests do, with some nuances in the language. For example, they return ancestry information, but this refers to an animal's breed, pedigree, and also biological relatives. It also returns trait information, and an example would be an animal's body size. It also returns health information, and an example would be their status of carrying a genetic mutation that could cause medical complications. And some companies even offer the extent of whole genome sequencing. There are no industry insight data available like there is for the human market, but recent news announcements this year lends insight into the popularity of this market. As you can see, social science research into human use trends for themselves has provided a wealth of information. But consumers who are using these tests for pet animals have yet to benefit from this type of research. As such, this study's objectives were to answer, what motivates pet guardians to pursue genetic test services for an animal? What perceptions do they have about their experience of having that particular animal tested? And how do they respond to their dog's test results? We collaborated with Wisdom Panel, which is a direct-to-consumer genetic test company that sells tests for both dogs and cats. We sent the survey out to approximately 60,000 Wisdom Panel customers. Survey questions were created from the PGen study, but questions were adapted to refer to the use of an animal genetic test. Questions were also derived from a previous analysis colleagues and I conducted to evaluate pet genetic company webpage content and consumer reviews shared on Amazon. Our study found several themes related to motivations, perceptions, responses, and human-animal bond influences. For this presentation, I'm only going to focus on these measures as we are still analyzing human-animal bond variables. Our sample consisted of 301 participants with an 84% completion rate. When answering demographic questions, participants primarily identified as being female, white, and educated. The dog that they were reporting on was most often a neutered male or female. The participant viewed that dog as being a companion or family member. Most dogs were adopted, and on average, their age was 4.5 years old, and the participant had owned that dog for approximately 3 years. When asked about their motivations for having a dog genetically tested, 83% of participants indicated they did so to learn that dog's breed. We presented them with the Likert item saying, "I did this to satisfy my curiosity about my dog's breed." 72% strongly agreed with this statement. With the Likert item, "To learn more about my dog's background because I have limited information," 73% strongly agreed. And here is a quote from a participant in which they shared more information about why they had their dog genetically tested. This consumer said, "It was a birthday gift from my siblings because they knew how much I wanted to know what breeds made up my dog." We asked participants about their perceptions of their dog's genetic test results. We asked participants if their dog's breed results were accurate, and 52% strongly agreed, and 28% agreed that they were accurate. When asked about the trait results, 40% strongly agreed, and 34% agreed they were accurate. Of interest, though, when asked about the accuracy of their dog's health results, 46% had no opinion, and only 24% strongly agreed with the statement that they were accurate. We asked participants, in general, if the results overall were trustworthy, and 51% strongly agreed, and 32% agreed that they were trustworthy. We asked participants to share how they responded to their dog's results. 77% responded by sharing their dog's genetic test results with others, most often family and friends, with over 50% saying they shared the results with a veterinarian. We asked participants to explain what aspects of the test results did they share with others. 91% indicated that they shared their dog's breed results, but only 28% shared their health results. We did ask participants to give any indication if they used their results to change their dog's care. 68% said, "I did nothing with the results," and a smaller percentage, 21%, said, "I altered my dog's training," and 10% said, "I altered my dog's care." As previously discussed, people using these tests for themselves are equally interested in ancestry and certain health aspects. But our study showed those using these tests for a dog were very breed-centric. This theme of breed showed up in that tests were primarily being used for breed results. Participants had stronger opinions about breed result accuracy, and that they responded to their dog's breed results by sharing those with others. Here's another quote from a participant. They shared that when walking my dog in the park, I'm often asked what breed he is. And now they can answer that question because they completed a test which gave them that information. The question then becomes, why are participants so interested in their dog's breed results as compared to other results? One possible explanation is most participants reported using Wisdom Panel's Essential Test, which reports more dog breed information than health. However, in our previously discussed study, we only looked at Wisdom Panel Premium Test, which reports significantly more health information with the same amount of breed information, and we still found this pattern. We reported direct-to-consumer genetic test companies most frequently promote the advantages of using their tests to derive important health-related information. This pattern of companies promoting health benefits first and breed purposes second was reversed in consumers saying they primarily use the test for breed identification and health secondarily. And moving forward, we hope to answer this question, Why are consumers more focused on their dog's breed results? As mentioned, this was also a pilot study, so we're also going to use it to revise our methods to reach more consumers. We only collaborated with one company, and there are more than one, such as Embark and Basepaws, so we're looking to collaborate with them as well. Our participants were also only reporting on a dog test used, but these tests do exist for cats, and so of course we need to ask them about their experiences. Also, there are other agencies involved in this market. For example, it's just as important to understand veterinarians' experiences and understandings of these genetic tests, and also the scientists who are working at these direct-to-consumer companies who are behind the scenes and understand the implications of the results. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at my provided email address.